Welcome back. Let's talk about our second principle of economics. The cost of something is what you give up to get it. So remember that scarcity leads to trade-offs. And when we have trade-offs, we're going to have to make a decision. So a decision is just the act or process of deciding something. So these decisions could take sort of two forms. It could be a binary decision, yes, no type question. Do I go to college or not? Or it could be a quantity decision. How many slices of pizza do I want to order? So the way we make these decisions is we compare the costs and the benefits of the alternatives. So this leads to a term that economists use, opportunity costs. So the opportunity cost of any item is whatever must be given up to obtain it. This is just the trade-off. It's the value of the next best but unchosen option or alternative. If I bought one thing, what was the thing that I would have bought if I didn't buy what I chose? It's this trade-off, this opportunity cost, that's the relevant cost for decision making. So principle number 2 is the cost of something is what you give up to get it. Let's think about this principle a little bit more. So suppose you're considering buying a toaster for $20. What's the opportunity cost of buying that toaster? So when we go in and we're looking at the toaster, we tend to think, oh, it's the toaster versus $20. But what's the value of $20? It's just a piece of paper. It has ink on it already. It's not good for taking notes on. You can't start fires with it because the ink is poisonous. It's just a piece of paper. So where does the value of that $20 come from? So suppose the alternative to buying the toaster with those $20 is instead to buy a new frying pan. The decision that's going on in our brain isn't the toaster versus $20. It's really the toaster versus the frying pan. Where does the value of money come from? It's what we can spend it on. So the decision we're making when we're looking at an item versus the money is really that item versus what else could we buy with it. This is the real cost for when we're making decisions. So decisions are made by comparing costs and benefits. And the opportunity costs are the real costs, the ones that are going on in the back of our brain, whether we realize it or not. So opportunity costs include an alternative use of money, but don't forget your time. If you've ever heard the saying, there's no such thing as a free lunch, that's because a free lunch still costs you time. You could have done something else. There's an opportunity cost to that lunch. So let's look at a few examples. What about the cost of a movie? Well, you've got the ticket price, so what could you have spent that money on? But you also have the time it takes you to go to the theater, watch the movie, etc. What about a week-long vacation? Well, a week-long vacation has the money that you spend on gas, food, hotel, etc. What could you have spent that money on? But the foregone earnings from not working that week are also part of the cost of taking that vacation. What about the cost of a college degree? So a college degree includes the cost of tuition, fees, books, what you could have spent that money on, but the foregone earnings because you're in school and not working. Now note, something's maybe missing from that list. Why didn't we talk about housing and meals? Well, yeah, you need those things, but they're a cost of life, not of college. If you go to school, you need somewhere to live and you need some food. If you don't go to school, you still need somewhere to live and you still need some food. So these are costs of life, not costs of college. All right, other examples. What about returning a broken item? So suppose that you buy an inexpensive like $2 calculator off of eBay and it's broken. Do you return it or not? Even if it has free shipping for returns, if you factor in the cost of your time, it's probably not worth returning it and you simply throw it out. If you say, duh, I already knew that, you're starting to understand opportunity costs. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.